Pranam. Good morning.
Today's class can be a very important class. Sir is going to talk about Ashwini Nakshatra. Uh, the nakshatras that we are going to do is something very different than what is already there. And I give the floor to Sir to continue with this session.
Morning, ma'am. 1 second. I just put the. We just do then prayer. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatikum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamastravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashvanvanodipissida Sadhanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebirvachini Dhinama Vitrayavadu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswati Namaha Sri Gurupyo Namaha Hari Om Aditya Somai Mandalaya Pudacha Kuru Shukra Sani Bisra. Okay, then Om Barbasa Number Go Devasati. Good morning, everybody. Okay, part of the 27 stars webinar will have 2 sections. Okay, if I think first 4 classes or first 5 classes, it will be about the 27 stars. Depends on how long it takes. Then how to go on to use these nakshatras. I will tell you in the last how we are going to go. It will be totally different, but you will need to know in and out of the nakshatras if you will need to predict. Predictive side of the astrology is one part. The more important is you need to know the mythology, the story, the root or the sutra, the mantra regarding the nakshatra. Only then you will be able to interpret it. Most of the people are teaching without the story of the nakshatra or anything knowledge about nakshatra. Everybody keep in mute, okay? Okay.
Yes, so, please mute your mic, everybody.
See, like KP astrology, you will see, okay, they use nakshatras and the sublots, but the nature, traits, mythology, character of any of the nakshatras is not at all used. What is it? And many other, even Jiva Sariras, many things is there. One part is very important. You should know about the nakshatras very, very much. Then it is not just for moon's nakshatra. It is used completely from Lagna nakshatra to planet nakshatra to the Kaspil. All the 12 Kaspil nakshatra, it'll all have a meaning. So it is very, very important. What is a you know a lot about the nakshatra, in and out of the nakshatras. But that is not alone. Once after knowing the nakshatras, then what I say, you have to know how to interpret the nakshatras. The different ways I'll be teaching you totally from what I say, the most important will be what say Jiva Sarira. Jiva Sarira is very, very important. There's Meena 1 and Meena 2 methods. With my own experience, I'll teach you how to use. Then there is Nakshatra Padas. Nobody tells about Nakshatra Pada. There's a whole large list of Nakshatra Pada 1, Pada 2, Pada 3, Pada 4 will have a totally different meaning. Please mute your things. Okay, we'll have totally different things. So that we'll be teaching, and then I've got a lot more. I will tell you in the ending what we'll just go with just to understand an introduction to Ashwini. What I'll be teaching about the nakshatras, we'll be going about. Okay. Starting of the Ashwini Nakshatra, this is very, very important. You understand the meaning of the sutra, the Nakshatra Sukta. Ashvinor, Asvajoya, Grama Parastat, Sena Vastat. This is, see, this just like just 2 lines, but complete Ashwini, meaning of Ashwini or the core of Ashwini will be there. I've actually just literally translated twin horsemen, 6 soldiers under the army, but that is not all. You the whole, if you can decode it, it will go. It can go to pages and pages. That parasthat and avasthat means the nakshatra before and the nakshatra after is very, very important. Some people just translate it above and below, but there are authorities which says every nakshatra is very much influenced by the nakshatra behind it and the nakshatra front of it. The nakshatra behind it is its past, and the nakshatra before it's its future. The nakshatra by itself is the present. So you will have to mingle. That's the meaning of parastat and avastat. So generally, yeah, Ashwini is the beginning of everything. So it's the beginning. Is represented in the celestial firmament by two bright stars, Alpha Aeretis and Beta Aeretis. The Yogatara, I think in Ashwini is 3, I think. So I will be talking about Yogataras, how to use Yogataras. Each nakshatra has Yogataras and how it is used for prediction also. I'll be teaching on. Okay, Ashwini can be translated into born of a female horse. I will tell you the story, what happened and how it was born of a female horse. The power of Bhattabhaskara has written a very thing about the Shakti of Nakshatra, and David Frawley has done a very good translation about the Shakti of the Nakshatras. The original is from Bhattabhaskara's translation on the Nakshatras. He says the power of Akshini is to quickly reach things, Shidra Vyapana Shakti. You have to understand the sutra, and then these two is very important. The part, what is to reach things quickly. So that is the core. You'll always have to buy at all the 27 nakshatras. What is the Shakti? Ashwini Shidra Vyapana Shakti. And then this particular sutra, you'll have to know what does it mean word by word and what is the meaning completely. So Shidra Vyapana Shakti is Ashwini involves speed, prana, and electric energy, the force of prana life. If you know the way they are born, what I say, you know they are born from the nostrils of Sanjana or Surya. They are born. It's also understood what I say. Ashwini is nothing but an aspect of Vayu. What is it? They are the inhalation and exhalation. So they're prana, or they are the oxygen of life. So two things. They are speed, and what I say, they are also the vital aspect of life. The deity ruling Ashwini are the Ashwinitans. They are the sons of the sun. The individual names are Nasatya and Dasara. They are, Ashwinis are the divine physicians. You know, there is another physician, Dhanvantri. But actually, the Vedic physician is supposed to be Ashwini. Healing and rejuvenation is the core of this nakshatra. Ashwini gives the power of learning, hearing, and attention. Goddess Saraswati is another ruling deity of Ashwini. In fact, if you go to the nakshatra, I will show you the mantra. Ashwini is always invoked to Saraswati. Ashwini and Saraswati go together. Ashwini is symbolized by the horse's head, signifying the idea of beginning and eagerness to act and swiftness to approach. So that's why you see Ashwini in any bhava, it'll always have a pioneering, starting, beginning thing. Lagna and Ashwini means there is a meaning. I'll be telling you this. If you have the 4th house in Ashwini with the planet there, so everything about your house or everything will be new, beginning, start. But there will also be an uncertainty to the whole thing. So each bhava, if you have a particular planet in Ashwini, you can have something very new or unsteady about it. It will want constant change. Ashwini is a spontaneous, quick, straightforward, impulsive, hasty, youthful, innocent, childish, adventurous, fearless, humorous, love, movement, and travel, pioneering, helpful, confident, wild, unique, and I'll just keep that. In fact, I can go on, right? This is, but I've just given you the crux, the most important thing. These are actually Sanskrit shlokas for describing Ashwini. So I've just brought it down. I don't want to go detail too much about it because each nakshatra will take 30 minutes, 27 nakshatras, imagine then. Then I'll have to teach you the what is it, how to use them for each things. I'll be just giving an introduction how to use them when I'm telling the nakshatra, but then there is one complete set how to use the nakshatras in different ways in predictive astrology. KP has touched a bit, but then you will have there are many other people who have explained it. I'll explain to you, but this background is very important. See, Ashwini is the first star. This is very important. Whenever you're analyzing star, understand what is the star behind it. One of the most auspicious are Revati is its back. So Ashwini has a very good past because Revati is behind it. There is also one thing, when a nakshatra is in the middle of the zodiac, it has a meaning. When the nakshatra is in between two signs, there is a meaning. You'll know certain nakshatras have two padas here, two padas there. Some nakshatras, like Jupiter's nakshatra, is one pada, three padas in one and one pada another thing. So when you make prediction, understand very clearly. Don't take the relate nakshatras with planets. Yes, now it must be made only for certain analysis when you are doing Vimshodari analysis. But when you're trying to understand it more than that, understand them only with the Adidevata. Even remedial measure, planet is in a particular nakshatra. You only if you do the remedial measure to the nakshatra what do you say, there will be healing. In fact, in the Vedic times, you go and see there are only nakshatras which are explained. Sun, moon, and nakshatras. There are other planets are not there at all, except Navagraha Suktam. Nothing is there. So it is very, very important. Don't many people, I don't know, 90% think what is it? Kedu's nakshatra, Saturn's nakshatra. Saturn nakshatras are most auspicious nakshatras. Shukra's nakshatras are bad. Even Kedu's nakshatra, Ashwini and Maha are very good. Only Mula is a different because it's ruled by Nairuti. So don't relate two nakshatras with Graha Devata. Graha Devata is only related when talking about Vimshotri Dasa. But otherwise, understand and relate what I say every nakshatra only with a nakshatra devata. So Ashwini nakshatra has the nourishing star Revati as its past, and before it, the front of it has Barni. Disciplined, judgmental, responsible, punishing, and transformative. So it is very, very important. If you to understand Ashwini, you must know everything about Revati. You have to know everything about Barni. Only then you can understand what is it. Let's say you have a particular planet in the 5th house in Ashwini. So what is the past? What is the what is it going to face is very important. If you understand only about Revati and Bharani and Ashwini, this is so you have to know everything about the uh, planets. So this is a small introduction on the thing, but these are all core aspect I've given you. Because I can put 5-6 pages. I've just brought it down because to extend it more to my the predictive aspects. So this one page will explain all about things, Ashwini. Little more we like understand it in the mythology part. Okay, a little more I'm summarizing it. The Devata is Ashwini Kumar, the gender is male, the planetary ruler is Ketu, the Rashi is Mesha, the symbol is the horse's head. Each has, if you can decode this, each has a particular meaning. Each particular aspect of it, it's a predictive technique. Each of it has a predictive technique. It is Trikya, curved face is used in Muhurta. Eyes are closed eyes. Purushasthas Dharma. It's a Sattvic nakshatra, Ayurvedic doshas, Vata. So naturally, when you have many planets there, you will understand they are likely to have Vada or air-related doshas. The Nadi is similar, Adi Nadi, wind. Body part, upper part of the feet. Yoni is a male horse. Yogini is Brahmi. The Gana is a Deva Gana. You can use this we are using it for nakshatra, for marriage matching. Its caste is Vaishya. So profession you want to understand, you must know what caste it is. A Vaishya merchant. The Gotra is Marichi. The primary impulse of Ashwini is a regenerative potential. The nature of Ashwini is spontaneous, quick, agile, impulsive, adventurous, and pioneers. The evolving trait is leadership. The material trait is a thirst for sensation. A spiritual trait is healing. The mode of function is active. The orientation is a level balanced nakshatra. Disposition is movable and ephemeral. The quality is light. The color is red. The direction rolling is center, east, south, and northwest. The Panjabhuta is Prithvi. The shape is mouth of a horse. The tree for remedial measures when Ashwini has a negative planet, or you want to strengthen Ashwini, or watering or growing this particular tree is very good. Guru Asiatic. The Akshara, you use for naming the person. Anybody has a good planet in Ashwini, you can name the person with Chu, Che, Cholo, or many other aspects you can use this Aksharas for. Your boss or any other you want if you have a Shukra or Jupiter in the 9th house in Ashwini, anybody starting this Aksharas will be very favorable to you. So principal stars Harmal and Sheetan. Other names, there are many just principal names I've marked: Ashwini, Nasatya, Dasra, Ashvi, UK, Tutaja, Vaji, Ashwa, Haya. Okay. Ashwini and professions, by the way, you can related to horses, medical men, and healers. Mostly doctors. I have my dentist who's having his 10th house in Ashwini. Many doctors commonly, or their knowledge of medicine will be very good. The right planets in Ashwini will relate them to a profession, medical profession, motivational jobs, sports, pioneers, adventurers, law enforcement jobs like police, army, etc., engineering jobs, travel related professions. So mostly equestrian, any fast, quick job, racers, anything where speed is involved. Sometimes I've seen flight people in plane flight, everything also I've seen them involved in this. Okay, Ashwini and places. The seven. This is actually according to Kurma Chakra. The seven sisters of India: Garhwal, Kuman, Pooch, Bihar, hills between Jhelum, Jaina, Pravas, Rajputra, Gurej, and North Kashmir. This is actually used for in transit when a malefic planet transits in this particular place. There is problem in this area. If somebody has to mute, I can hear some noise. It's also whether what I say you have a good planet there. These places can be very favorable for you. Ashwini and diseases. Ashwini rules the head, cranium, and skull. So, afflicted planet can have headaches or head injury or related problems, brain fever, stroke, epilepsy, cerebral hemorrhage. So, usually, if you see, means if you have Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, 6, 8, 12 in Ashwini, this can happen. Usually, a good planet in Ashwini will be very, very protective. So, if you will have, see, it is the brain. So, that's why it's related to Saraswati also. You can be very, very strong, what I say, you can be very intellectual and very brilliant. But then the same thing, you can also have psychological, psychotic problems when there is a negative planet, the migraine, any other head related problem, the strain, all this can happen if Ashwini is in. See, it all depends. See, Ashwini, a planet, how many 9 planets in Ashwini, 9 variations. It's just not like, and in 12 houses. Simple moon in Ashwini in the Lagna is different. Moon in the Ashwini in a trinal house different. In a Kendra is different. In a 6, 8, 12 different. Same thing with the benefics in a trinal house. It means something. And a negative planet in a good house is a different meaning. In a bad house has a different meaning. Okay, the mythology of Ashwini. Ashwini is born when Surya. I think many of you all know the story. What I say, Sanjana leaves Surya because he can't take the heat of Surya. She goes away. She keeps Chaya, and she goes and she's meditating. Then once Surya finds, he comes, and when both of them meet together, there are two versions of the story. And meet together, the Ashwini chins are born through the nostrils. It's all very archetypal. It has a more deeper meaning. So it could be mean born through the nostrils means the prana shakti, the birth of prana shakti. Another part of the story which says is what is Sanjana complains, Sanjana or Saranya complains, what is she can't take the heat. So Vishwakarma, Twastar cuts down his eyes, brings him down, and then they reunite. She was hiding in the form of a mare. And so what I say, when they come together, what I say, through the nostrils is born the Ashwini twins. And they don't join immediately. After some time, they join. See, these are very important for prediction. When a planet is in Ashwini, these two mythological stories can very, very much connect. So the birth and unusual circumstances. I've seen fifth house, fifth lord, a connection to fifth house. There can be abortions. It's a very explosive nakshatra, very and beginning of nakshatra. So any planet can be explosive. So the seventh house, the seventh lord in Ashwini, or the fifth house can mean a lot of things. So you can have a lot of twin births to this. I think 2 nakshatras are connected to twins. One is Ashwini, and another is Bharani, which is related to Yama and Yami. Okay, Ashwini gives happiness, guidance, fertility, health, and vitality as boons. They protect and give strength, victory over enemies, and they are also the forces of transportation. Many things related to transportation. Ashwini is that you can see the professions, and they love race cars, fast, moving fast, a lot of travel. They like. They are the divine physician, dwell in research, futuristic cars. They're very advanced in what they do. So any latest medical related cures which you see, which is comes up, it is related to Ashwini. So they always always dwelling, researching in some part of their life. Ashwini here over the hearing faculty. So an afflicted planet in Ashwini can bring about hearing problems. There's another myth which says Ashwini restores Sage Chavana's youth and vitality. She's the husband of what I say. He was very old and Sukanya was very young. So initially Ashwini was not given the right to partake of the Soma. Indra was scared because Ashwini being the son, Surya's children, he might become a competition to the Indra good. So he was avoiding the Soma. So Ashwini fought the way through to get back the Soma. The two ways which they fight is, one is they restore Sage Shavana's oath, and what is say he gives him the what is say Soma secret to them. This is one part of this, and and they restore his youthful. That's why Ashwinis are mostly a good planet is in Ashwini will never get old. It's ever youthful, attractive, and healthy. A good planet in Ashwini, in a good house, is ever vibrant, full of energy always. A bad planet in Ashwini can reduce the vibrance of Ashwini also. But generally, any benefics there or a functionally good benefics can be very good for Ashwini. Ashwini is a very expert in Madhvidya. So Ashwini is like sweet foods, candies, especially anybody. The second house has good planets Ashwini. So you can have people, liking good food. But at the same time, the second house is malefics. You can have eating disorders. You have Rahu, Ketu there. They can have addictions also. It can be there. Ashwinis are related to all swift animals. So they are a lover of animals. Horses by self, they care. So anything related to anything quick. Now it's not all fast animals, and they're lover of animals. Ashwini has revived an injured battle with Sura drink. With the battle, there's one particular mythology where it shows the thing of reviving back even the dead back to life is what an Ashwini can do. Ashwinis are crusaders and ever in reach to the common man. They're always behind good causes. So people who revolutionize, fight for an important cause. You can see them. You can have a strong Ashwini, Mars in Ashwini, Sun in Ashwini. Even the other side of is you have a very powerful planet in Ashwini. I have a Chu Guevara's horoscope. He has second house. Ashwini, you will know what is it. He was such a famous, his speech is so famous. Che Guevara's speeches. Let me little more of the. Okay, the secret of immortality. Indra had guarded the secret of making Soma, and only Dadichi knew how to make it. And Indra had warned, if he revealed the secret, his head will chop. This is another way where Ashwin's got to learn of it. Ashwin learned the secret of Soma from Dadishi and healed his head being severed. Now, it's a huge story where he teaches him the story, but once the Indra comes in chops back, the head is replaced again. So they have the saying, the secret from the horse's mouth. I don't know what is the original thing, but then you have the secret of immortality. I don't know if this has the roots to this, but this is what the secret coming from the horse's mouth is related to Dadichi teaching the secret to them. You also have there is one more I forgot his name. A horse's god. What's the horse's god name? He teaches Lalita Sahasranama.
I agree.
Hayagriva teaches it also he has. So both things you can say why it's called the secret straight from the horse's mouth. So Ashwin's vehicle is the latest. Okay, two creators were there. One is Vishwakarma and Ribu. Ribu in the Vedas is they are another people who were designing the latest technological things. Ashwini's vehicle is designed by Ribu. He had made them a very fast vehicle which can go fast any part of the world. So it was like a flight or something which go past time. So Ashwini is always related with speed, travel, and transportation. Travel is very, very important. They like racing and everything, and all transport related is very related to Ashwini. Ashwini is in the early morning after day, Usas, the dawn. So that is the aspect. Savitur and Ashwin are related to the early morning energy. That's why, getting up early in the morning, meditation or anything, that part is very good. It's not Brahma Murta alone. The Savitur energy, the Hasta energy is the early morning. Ashwini, the god of health, is there just before sunrise. So being awake and inhaling those energy can be so. You want the best way to activate energy, get up early in the morning. In the morning, you will have to have the fresh air and the light, the first morning light, and the air is how you strengthen. I'll tell you about the same thing in when we speak about Hasta Nakshatra also. So sun gets exalted in the 10th degree of Ashwini, in the third quarter. So in Ashwini are always.
Fourth quarter, no?
Yeah. Yes. Which one? No,
Sun,
sun is in the 10th degree, no? It gets exalted in the 10th
fourth
degree.
quarter, no?
Fourth quarter, yes, fourth quarter. In the 10th degree, yeah. Ashwini is always invoked and prayed 3 times. So it is like the 3 sandhyas, they are invoked to purify. Ashwini Nakshatras have youthful appearance and active dynamic energy. They love sweet foods, mostly born as twins with similar names, or you have a dual nature always involved with Ashwini. Birth will be in unusual circumstances, and they can be separate from the parents initially and united, especially if it is a fourth lord, fourth house, there is a planet in Ashwini, this can happen. Later, if it is afflicted, Ashwinis can have breathing or eye problems or eating disorders. These are all related. If second house has a malefic with Ashwini, like second house, Pisces with a malefic planet in second, you can have eating or eye related. If Sun, Venus is there in the second house, you can have eye problems. And the same thing, so Venus, a seventh lord in Ashwini, will give initial problems in marriage, will separate and unite later. Moon, Mars, Mercury in Ashwini will give constant travel. Yeah, any fast planets in Ashwini will increase speed. But any other slow planets in Ashwini can disturb the Ashwini energy. So this is for the mythology part of it. So we'll just go to the planets in Ashwini. Sun gets exalted in the 10th degree of Ashwini. Great pride or sense of invincibility, powerful leader, ship qualities, and pining in spirit. So it depends. See, Sun again, it's not just in Ashwini. It will change depending on the 10, 12 bhavas Sun is. So you know the story. Sun alienated his wife, and that's why Ashwini was born. So Sun is actually coming the one way. It is very good. It's coming back to Sun's place, and it can be the most powerful. But if it relates to the 7th or 5th, the separative attitude can always be there. Because you know Ashwini is very related. He was born after separation. So this happened when Sun is in the 7th alienating wave and the 5th alienating kids. So Lord Rama with the Sun in the 9th or 10th, some people say 9th, some people say Ashwini, the embodiment Satya Dharma. You know what happened? What is he separated? When Sun in the 10th house, he had to separate his father. He's 14 years at that time. It has the Sun in Ashwini. Adolf Hitler had Sun in the 7th in Ashwini. He was never close with anybody. Sachin Tendulkar has his Lagna Lord Sun in the 9th in Ashwini, gave the agility, power, and fame. You know, the most powerful, the starting, the Sun's energy is there in Ashwini. So one aspect of Ashwini is to give brilliance. Mukesh Ambani, Sun in the 7th in Ashwini, the billionaire. J.D. Birla, Sun in the 7th, is a billionaire. Charlie Chaplin with Sun in the 3rd in Ashwini, the comedian king. Lara Datta has Sun in the 2nd Ashwini. Imagine the looks, no, the exalted Sun in the look, and give her Miss Universe. Okay, Moon in Ashwini. Naturally, the quick, fast planet. Moon in Ashwini will give a restless nature, love traveling, mentally quick and agile, very impatient, everything. One second. Impatient needs to be expressed themselves immediately. Seekers are adventure and challenges. You know, Moon in the, so everything has to be quick, fast, very restless. So as if it has good aspects, Moon can give a lot of brilliance, a lot of intelligence, a lot of receptivity. But Moon in Ashwini with malefic association can be very bad. I've just given the positive side. Katrina Kaif and Moon in 10th in Ashwini. Sania Mina, you know, she's in game with Moon in 7th in Ashwini. Robert Downey, actor with Lagna Lord Moon in the 10th in Ashwini. Yul Brynner, the famous actor with Lagna Lord Moon in the 10th with Kedu in Ashwini. Che Guevara, the revolutionary with Moon and Jupiter in the 2nd in Ashwini. He's famous for his revolutionary speeches. Prince Charles with Lagna Lord Moon in the 10th with Rahu and Ashwini. Okay, Mars. See, Mars, you know, again, it's by nature, Ashwini is the quickest and fast and energetic. Imagine Mars over there. Mars and Sun, they can activate, what is it? For certain aspects, they are very good. But if they are related to 7th house, it can be difficult. So constant need for movement and travel gets the best of the nature. Would be extremely active, idealistic, courageous, dynamic, will be fearless and independent. So Vivekananda had Mars in the 5th in Ashwini, gave him a razor sharp intellect and profound learnings. Steve Jobs had Mars in the 9th in Ashwini, which made him a pioneer. Any planet in Ashwini, it'll give you the pioneering, the beginning, the starting aspect of it'll be the starting. They'll always want something new. The innovativeness will always be there. Muhammad Ali had Mars in 10th, and we'll see his horoscope. Muhammad Ali floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. This goes for, why? Because he has Mars in the 10th, stings like a bee. In fact, you know the story. Ashwinis are very related to bees. They love honey. They love honey. What is it? And you can see he's described his famous song, floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. Lenin had Mars with Sun in this in Ashwin, Russian premier and revolutionary. J.K. Birla with Mars, the 10th Lord and the 10th in Ashwin, dynamic entrepreneur. Mercury, it's again a quick, fast planet, then energetic Mercury. Again, if it is in a negative house, it can be anxiety neurosis. In a very good house, it can give a fiery mind. Gives excellent learning skills, inquiring mind, and fiery communicating expressive. If afflicted, they have communication, respiratory issues. This is where the prana energy is. So an afflicted Mercury, especially in the 6th, 8th, and 12th, can give very problem related to respiratory issues. Rabindranath Tagore had Mercury in the 2nd with Venus and the Sun, had great poetic and literary skills. But when it is placed, this can be the most creative expression-wise, because it is the pioneering, innovative energy. So if you have Mercury in a very nice house in the 2nd, can be very good expression. M. Karunanidhi, the CM of 4-time CM of Tamil Nadu, has Mercury in the 10th. He was such a famous for his written books. He was his oratory skills were very, very famous. Sigmund Freud had Mercury with Sun in the 7th in Ashwini. He was a pioneer in the field of psychology. Satyendra, whatever director was with Mercury in Lagna in Ashwini. Jupiter gives new wisdom, good counselors, and they adopt new ways of teaching and counsel. Dhirendra Brahmachari had Jupiter in Ashwini, he's a yoga master. Martin Luther King has Jupiter in the 12th in Ashwini, he's a religious preacher. In the 12th house related Jupiter, it gives a religious. Venus in Ashwini, a hasty in relationship, quickly break our earlier relationship, very talented and gifted with arts, aesthetic, especially vehicle. The aspect of Ashwini in vehicle, extremely very strong, and Venus is in Ashwini, especially in a trinal house, in the 11th house. In the 4th house, Venus in Ashwini can be an excellent place to have the best vehicle. Marilyn Monroe had a Venus in the 10th in Ashwini. Nargis has Venus in the 12th in Ashwini. I think she died of cancer. Satyajit Ray has Venus, Mercury, Kedu in Ashwini, the film director. Saturn is uneasy. Saturn gets debilitated in Mesha. Is uneasy in this quick, active nakshatra. The house involved will be greatly disturbed. They feel rejection, often, especially from a father figure. Natharam Godse has Saturn in the 11th in Ashwini, assassinated M.K. Gandhi. Assassin Lee Harvey Oswald with Saturn, Kedu on Ashwini, assassinated. So you have a negative planet in Ashwini, you can have a different thing. There are revolutionaries are born, you have people, the other side of Ashwini is also, the terrorizing aspect when there are malefics also are there in Ashwini. Then you have Rahu Ketu. This being the last nakshatra for the nodes, individuals tend to repeat patterns, are stuck in situation. They need to overcome the obstacle by changing the pattern, which will alter their life course. I think at the moment, we are having Rahu Ketu in transit over here. So it is changing the life pattern of the world. In the last nakshatra. And Rahu Ketu is related to, somebody was asking me why suddenly artificial intelligence is increasing at the most. It is Rahu, you have Rahu in Ashwini Nakshatra in the starting with Jupiter. So you see the increase in artificial intelligence. Now I think only during this phase, what you call there are a new app is released. What is that app called? GMAT. What is that? I forgot the name of it. You can Chat GPT. Chat GPT. This is all the factor of Rahu in sitting in Ashwini, but it will not be a conventional traditional discovery. It will be something technologically marvelous. But Ashwini by itself is extremely. Two planets are technologically very advanced. One is Chitra. And another is Ashwini. So any planets, strong planets sit in transit in Ashwini, or you have a planet Ashwini, the technological marvels will start. You have already Rahu there supported by Jupiter. So this is the reason. Whenever you have Saturn comes there, it will spoil the effect. But here, when you have Rahu, Ketu, or Jupiter there, you will suddenly see a spurt in technological things. It's a karmic placement. It's about evolving to a higher dimension life, depending on the planet over there. Rahu gives you extreme independence, initiative, courage, innovation, and pioneering spirit. Neil Armstrong has Rahu in 12th in Ashwini, made him the first man on the moon. Warren Buffett has Rahu in the 5th in Ashwini, billionaire. Sigmund Freud had Rahu in the 7th in Ashwini, the psychologist. Winston Churchill had Rahu in the 8th in Ashwini, politician and Premier of UK. Hema Malini has Rahu in the 10th in Ashwini. Julia Roberts had 10th Rahu in Ashwini. Juhi Chawla has Rahu in the 4th. You can see so many person having Rahu in Ashwini. It brings out the tremendous, innovative, new spirit, or the trending spirit. Rahu brings the trending, the latest of is what is the Rahu energy. Ketu is explosive here, extreme anger, unusual ideas and taste. One is very inventive with new philosophies. Ayatollah Khamenei has Ketu in Ashwini. Sushmita Sen at Ketu in the 6th in Ashwini. This is about the planets. We'll go about see, this is just an introduction what I'm telling. The last two classes we'll be seeing umpteen number of horoscopes, how to apply this. This I'm just giving an introduction how to go about. Just have a background of what is Ashwini, when planets in Ashwini, what happens in the introduction. But when you go to practical things, we'll do. So Ashwini in houses, what happens if Ashwini falls in different houses? If Ashwini is in Lagna, attractive or youthful appearance, complemented by ready supply of an impulsive adventurous. It depends. It is when Saturn Ketu, this will not happen. So you need to have good planets in the Lagna. This will happen. Speaks quickly and with haste, lover of sweets, malefic, and actually gives speech disorders and eat embrace. A good planet can give a very poetic tendency, and you can speak a lot and fast. Third house, they love to travel, explore, involve in dangerous spots involved, especially with the Sun and Mars involved. Fourth house, and I told you anywhere the Bhavas Ashwini is involved, it will be the first beginning of everything, or it will be new. They always like something new. Love to change residence. They're always outside their home, or there is a frequent change. They always need to change their houses often. Ashwini secondary carried is Saraswati. So 5th house related to Ashwini with the right planets, it gives very good intellectual ability. Rahu may give speculative tendency. Afflicted Ashwini here, if it's a good planet, can make a very good doctor. I've seen many doctors with Jupiter, Venus, Moon here can give a doctor, but at the same time, a lot of health issue, hearing, vision, eating disorder, addiction, and danger from animals. This is very, very important. And Ashwini is afflicted. What are the diseases? So these are the problems you can get. Also, head-related problems can be there. Planets are not conducive for marital life in Ashwini. 7th house with Ashwini. Ashwinis are all a kid, a childless and very innocent. So they can be very immature related to marriage. So mostly I've seen they are unmarried, or they are not very good for marriage. That's a problem. 8th house, knowledge of occult, dangers while traveling or involving speed or danger through animals. 9th house, love travel, best research and pioneers have when you have a prominent planet in Ashwini. Good planet in Ashwini give profession related to healing or education, especially Mars. Venus gives vehicle-related jobs. Mercury gives learning or travel-related career. Jupiter gives knowledge of astrology. 11th house gives earnings with the right planet. Gives a lot of earning, quick earning, fast earning. Everything has to be earned quickly, fastly. They like something which comes very, very quickly with them, involving a lot of travel. Ashwini's 12th house ruled by the feet. With a fast planet they makes him very quick, very restless, and they can have sleep issues also because they can never rest. 12th house with two like Mars, Sun, or any other planets there can make a person they will not know how to rest because they always want to be in the moment. They have to tire themselves before sitting down to sleep. Okay. See, this is a nakshatra mantra. This is from the nakshatra stoktam and Ashwini mantra I have given for it. When there is you want to strengthen Ashwini, this mantra is chanted. Or what I say, if it is also there's an afflicted planet, this can be used. It is not the So please reduce the thing. See, the art and secret of a remedial measure is not in the planets, it's in the nakshatra. A planet in a nakshatra only must be remedied, not the planet. The planet will come secondary. If there is a planet in some particular house, you want to assuage it, it is not the planet, it is the nakshatra. If you do the nakshatra, what is it, the planet by itself, because they only rule the zodiac, not the planet. The planet will come secondary. Also planet, I'm not saying no. But first, if you want to, let's say Saturn or Rahu or Ketu is in 6, 8, 12, you are having a problem. The easiest way is to chant these mantras. Not the mantra of Rahu, Ketu or Saturn, but the mantra of Ashwini has to be done. That is the Nakshatra Sukta mantra. I've given you both for all the 27 stars. I will give you the mantra. There's some more also remedial measures. I will tell you. The Adidevata and what are the Adidevas related to Ashwini also. Here in this thing, I'm just giving you a brief introduction to most of the things. So we'll just see some. Actually, my current is gone, but somehow I'm surviving with the inverter. I don't know how long it lasts. I'm a little tensed because of that. Okay, Florence Nightingale's horoscope. You can understand her Lagna Lord is in the 8th. You know, she was the pioneer for modern nursing, or the first person to nurse. She has a planet in nursing. I have a lot of doctors who are pioneers. All of them, they will have a very, very good planet in Ashwini. You will see a very powerful, good planet will give them an introduction to the medical field. So you consider two very important fields, either as a medical field or that is a transport field or a travel field. You'll see most of the Ashwinis are doing a job which is extremely very, very fast and quick. Okay, Muhammad Ali, see it again. You can see 5th and 10th Lord Mars in the 10th house in Ashwini. You know what is, I told you what say stings like a bee. That's the thing of what I say, when there is a Sun and Mars sitting in the 10th house, and when Ashwini is invoked, his speed, what is he? Sigmund Freud. See, here it is in the 7th house. Lagna Lord Venus in the 7th with Rahu and Ashwini. You know, he is a pioneer of psychoanalysis. Is a neurologist. So, you know, Lagna Mesha by itself with Ashwini is related to head and psychoanalysis. With Venus, with Venus, what happens? He was into a lot of, he explained psychoanalysis a lot with sexuality. All his teams, you understand, everything will come down to repression of childhood things, and something related to sex will be there. This is 7th house when you have a planet in Ashwini. Che Guevara, you can see Lagna Lord Jupiter and 5th Lord Moon and the 2nd in Ashwini, a revolutionary. What I say, his speeches, are so famous, and the way he looks is famous. His cap is the aspect of Jupiter and Venus. He was a world-renowned revolutionary. Okay. Jupiter, say this is a person who is not married. I told you, planets related to the 7th house is not good. He was a big, like a saint, but Jupiter and Sun did not allow him to get married. There is other aspect, Venus is afflicted also. But then when you have 7th house, Ashwini getting active, it is never good for marriage. Okay, this is the thing. I went a little bit fast because of the current. I don't know, in case he might cut. Okay, then this is what I told you all about Nakshatra, the plant Nakshatra. Only these I have told you all. The remaining part of the course, we have 2 more sessions, maybe day after tomorrow. I'll explain to you what I'll be doing. Nakshatra activation, Navatara Chakra, how to use Navachara for prediction. It has been very generally told. I'll tell you how in detail how to use Navatara in prediction, in transit, in Muhurta, and every other aspect. How to use Navatara. Then interpreting the Nakshatra Padas. This is very, very important. It's not just the Dharmartha Kama Moksha. There is something else more about Nakshatra Padas. I'll give you an introduction in the, I'm not in the main class. I'll talk about these more detail. Today I just wanted to talk about Nakshatra. I'm giving you a little bit what I'm going to do. Predicting Dasas with Nakshatra Devadas. It's not Suri Dasa, Chandra Dasa alone. You will have each Dasa, will change. If it is if you are born in Kedu Nakshatra, or you are born in Ashwini Nakshatra, the first Dasa is Ashwini Dasa. The second Nakshatra will be Bharani Dasa. The third Dasa, I will talk to introduction about it later. So you have to know the Dasas will also have a Nakshatra Devada controlling them. I will tell you about that. Then the principle of Jiva, this is the base, the first original person who started using nakshatras was one Mr. Rao, the Meena 1 and 2. what is it, and Shastri sir, there's one Iyer sir, 3-4 people have done. I will just tell you what they have told into a most practical way. Jiva and Sarira will be learning. I'll talk about it also on Friday. We'll be having one more session to talk about nakshatra progression of the moon. There is something called progression of the moon for using for Dasha and transit. I'll be talking about understanding the Kaspal Nakshatras. The Kaspal Nakshatras, they meaning and how to use this principle which I taught into the Kaspal Nakshatras. Nakshatra and the Muhurta, Nakshatra and transit, Nakshatra and Prasna, Nakshatra and marriage. So we'll be talking this. So I think the first 4 will be in the first 4 class or 5 class, and the rest will be for the next remaining 2 classes. Will be telling how to use this in prediction. Well, how to use it in prediction. Everything is what I say in bits and in most of the books. No book or anybody teaches them in detail. I will tell you how to use. Without nakshatras, there is no prediction at all. I'll give you an example. I had a client 2 days back, Kanya Lagna, with Saturn in the 4th house in Mula Nakshatra. She was never able to be in the house. 4th house Saturn, yes, it separates. But Saturn in the 4th house in Mula Nakshatra means cutting away the person completely from its roots, from its house. So you simply say 4th house Saturn alone is not enough. So 4th house Saturn in Purvashada would have mean different. 4th house, a planet in Mula means different. So you must know the nakshatras. A bad planet in 6, 8, 12 in a good nakshatra like Pushya, Rohini, Revati will not harm. But the same planet in a 6, 8, 12 houses in Mula, in Barni, in Aridra, in Purabhadra can be bad, and they will not even give, even these planets, Aridra and Mula and Purabhadra, and they will not, even in a good house, they will not give good results. So it's just a planet in a bhava will not mean, you have to know the nakshatra. The nakshatra devada is different. The nakshatra graha devada is different. One more important thing, the padas of the planet will change the whole aspect of prediction. Each pada has a total different thing. It's not the Navamsa alone. The pada itself has a total different meaning. You need to know about the padas. And the Jiva Sarira, it's just not the nakshatra. A planet in the nakshatra as a Jiva, the nakshatra of the planet will be a Sarira. You need to know. And each nakshatra also progresses. And that will change the meaning in what is it, when you're using a prediction in in Vimshottari or using intention, you must know about it. So all these about nakshatras, you need to know, just not in predictive astrology, in trans, in prasna, or you are using for matching, you must know. So 2 sides of it, you'll have to know. Like I just gave an introduction about what is Ashwini alone. So all the 26 nakshatras will be go. I'll just take some doubts if what I have taught. Anybody has some doubts, you can ask me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell me, sir.
Sir, I just wanted to know, suppose, the first pada of Ashwini.
Yeah.
Suppose sun is at 1 degree of Ashwini, then it is Gandhant also.
Yes.
So then whatever the qualities which have been told, they will reduce or they'll become bad, or what will happen?
See, only in Gandhanda if it's in the first degree, not in the second degree.
Okay.
Okay. In the where does the Gandhanda happen? Gandhandas happen only in fire signs or water signs. So only the 29th degree or the first degree will be bad. And again, I'll tell you this Gandhanda aspect you need to worry only up at birth. It will not happen the whole time, because I'll tell you the moon progresses. They all get progress. So it is what you can see it happening only immediately. Not after 15-20 years of life, the Gandhanda aspect will not be there.
Okay.
Especially for the moon progresses. So immediately at the start part of life, there can be certain dangers when you have a planet in Gandhara, but it's only in 1 degree, not in the first pada, and only in 1 degree. There is a particular how much point it is Gandhara does that. So just take it approximately as 1 degree, 29 degree and 1 degree.
Okay.
And it depends. See, like you have Jupiter's association, a benefic association, a benefic aspect, the Gandhara will not have a problem. But you have a planet in Gandhara in 6, 8, 12 houses, you have a malefic association, Gandhara can be very dangerous.
Right.
So what if Jupiter itself is in Gandhara?
The same thing. See, Jupiter, it depends on what house. It is in a trinal house or it's in 6, 8, 12 houses. It will matter. So all the Karakatwams related to that planet will have a problem. Is it aspected by any malefic? Or if it has second to it, a planet is in Papakatri or a trine to it as a malefic, we'll have to understand. In case there's in Kendra or Kona 2, there's a benefic, it will not do much of a problem. But Gandanda is weak, definitely a problem.
Sir, I had two questions.
Yeah.
So basically, the first question is, sir, on the first of all, I would like to thank you, sir. It was a very,
Thank you.
very good the knowledge that you have delivered. Because this is not so easily available also. Sir, the thing that I wanted to ask, as far as the remedial part is concerned,
Yeah.
so we also go with the nakshatra and the nakshatra pada, because those are the pockets from where the
Yeah.
energy is going to be delivered
Yes.
on the house effect. Okay. So are we going to, there are people who do not, I mean, in a case like, there are people, clients who do not chant the nakshatra mantra, or who do not, because of some reason, they don't do planting of the nakshatra. So in that case, are we going to study some practical measures or of a remedial part so that can be
Yeah,
easily
definitely.
done
See,
from their side?
yes, the remedial
I
marshal
mean,
will
because
part.
there are clients like, for example, there are clients who are Christian, or there are other clients who
Yeah.
are not doing this mantra thing. So how can I save or how can I heal
You
it?
have
If
to
there
say
will be other way.
something related to it. Something related to the same thing. You'll have to tell them.
So
In fact,
remedial
what are
part
two
will be learned in
things?
this.
Yeah, you'll be there. And one more thing I'll tell you about the padas. Each pada, is related to an element. It has a particular navamsa. Each
Yes,
pada
yes, yes.
has a planetary devata also. Okay, the nakshatra does not have, also has a graha devata. Each pada has a graha devata. Pada 1 is ruled by a planet, pada 2 is ruled by a planet, pada 3, 4 is ruled by a planet, and their position will change the predictions. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
for
apart from
remedial,
prediction,
apart from the nakshatra devata, the graha devata and the pada devata must be invoked for remedial measures. I'll
okay.
tell you
So apart
on
from this,
detailed session, we'll be doing a detailed session on the nakshatra padas, the meaning, how to use about nakshatra padas and prediction.
so apart from the mantra remedial, we would also be understanding the other remedial factor where the
Yes,
person
yes,
who is not
yes.
doing mantra can be done it, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Thank you, sir. And thank
Yeah.
you once again.
Okay. Anybody, any doubts?
Sir,
I
for
think,
the remedies,
yeah.
can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
First of all, what the knowledge you had given, that is really awesome, because I was searching in a books and I was asking to my colleagues and all, but they were not having such kind of knowledge which I was looking for. So thank you very much for this. My question is that it's like just now one person has asked you, the person who cannot do the who cannot chant the mantra and planting and all, so we can use the animals also as a remedy,
Yeah, you
like
can use.
Ashwini Nakshatra.
Use the nakshatra and the day. What is it? If you ask, if a Christian, ask him to go to the church on Ashwini. Ask him to do
Okay.
dhan. Ask him to do dhan on that day. And if mantra is not
Oh,
necessary, they can go. In fact, if it's a Christian, if it's a church, each of the planets, they have one particular apostle or a particular angel related to a planet.
oh, that's great, because I'm actually a animal lover. So like, sometimes when I see,
Sometimes some nakshatras related to animals, some are related to birds, some are related to plants, some are related to humans. So it's very important to understand nakshatra, which you have to give a remedial measures. The Rasi will be the basic. Only if you understand the nakshatras with the nakshatra padas, you can understand not just for predictions, even you can understand the remedial aspect. Also is very important to understand.
oh,
So that is the importance you need to know in and out of the nakshatras or predictive, remedial, transit, prasna, everything.
okay, that's good, sir. I
Yeah.
just wanted to know this only.
Sure. Yeah. So anybody else? Any other doubts?
Sir, just one last question I had.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, we all know, sir, in astrology, like affliction is something very, it is a base, and when only you understand the real afflictions on something, then we can eradicate the problem, or we can focus on the root cause.
Yeah.
So, sir, it could be sometime easy like to judge the affliction on the Rashi level or on the planet level. But when it is about the nakshatra, probably sometime we fail. Like how to judge the aspect, whether that aspect on planet of that
Okay.
nakshatra is going to be
Okay.
bad or good. So
I'll
are we going to
yes. In
are we
fact, I'll
going
tell
to
you.
are we going
Not
to
only
study the affliction?
yes. Not we'll be studying the afflictions, and not only in that. How many aspects do you know? Graha aspects, Rasi aspects.
Yes,
There is one
yes,
more
yes.
called nakshatra aspects. Even
So that
nakshatras
is what my
aspect.
question is. That is what my question
Nakshatra,
was.
each planet in a particular house, there is certain houses it will aspect.
Yes, that
So,
is what my question was, sir.
so nakshatra aspects also there. So it is very, very important. And in fact, remedial measures, it is only for nakshatra, not for graha. Graha will be secondary. The main parigara will be the nakshatras. Only then a remedial measure will work. If you do it for the planets, it is incomplete. Only if you do it to the root level, nakshatras are the root, only
Right.
to the root level, the problems will be solved.
Right, correct. Sir, so we would be studying the affliction part of nakshatra in a deep, right, sir?
Yeah. See, each
Because that is
nakshatra
what
by
is
itself,
important.
I've just in here today, I've given only 4 or 5, but in each class, I'll give you up to 15 examples for each nakshatra. Then apart from that,
Okay,
the
sir.
last 2 class, we'll be putting everything together with different techniques we'll be using with what is it, which more than 400, 500 charts we'll be seeing in the 6th course.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Anybody has
Any-
anything to say about Ashwini Nakshatra?
Sir, so I don't think so. We can finish this in 18 hours. This is a and one has taken.
Absolutely.
So I think 4 or 5 classes I'll finish the nakshatra part. In fact, I've given 5 examples, but there I'll be giving more examples. And then the last 2 classes or the timing I'll be talking about the whole complete session about how to use it practically, integrating it. There are many techniques we'll be saying it.
Right. And this course involves the completion of all 27 nakshatras. You don't have to do a separate class for like the other nakshatras. It is a complete course, 27. We don't think we can finish it in 18 hours. There is an early bird offer we are having till 31st of August. Do spread the word, and whoever wants to join, just ping us. Okay? Many have already joined. That's why this link has been sent to them. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Shikha.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for attending.
Thank you, Shikha ji, as always. Bring lovely stuff to us. Yeah.
Thank you. And this course starts on 16th of September, but the early bird is still 31st, which will be strictly followed by the whole team. Okay? Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Thank you.